To use addition properties. Today we're going to explore different ways that we look at addition problems. We're going to look at different options within each addition problem. And the idea behind the properties is that hopefully if you use them as a tool, they'll help you do the problems easier, I guess is one way of looking at it, okay? So what you'll have to do today is become familiar with the names of the properties and also be familiar with what each property is telling you, okay? What does it really mean is what we're going to talk about for today. And the first property that we're going to look at is called the commutative property. And the commutative property of addition simply states that 3 plus 8 is equal to 8 plus 3. Now that's an example of the commutative property. Can you maybe put into words what that means? Bless you. Alexis. Okay, even if you switch around the numbers, they're going to be equal. Your sum will be equal. Just look at this side. What is 3 plus 8? What is 8 plus 3? They are the same, okay? So maybe we say order can be changed. And maybe we also think a commutative property when we have, just two numbers being switched around. Because when we get into different properties, that will cover grouping. The associative property of addition. The example they give for the associative property, 2 plus 6 plus 4, parentheses, 2 plus 6 plus 4, is going to be equal to 2 plus parentheses, 6 plus 4. Now, we spoke briefly yesterday about the parentheses and their meaning. What does it mean when you see the parentheses there? As far as you're working on the problem, what does that tell you, Edsel? You should do that first. So as we look and, as we kind of focus too on the commutative property, we said, two numbers. How you're going to group those two is you're either going to have them switched around or you're not. But here with the associative, on this side, 2 plus 6, they say do that first. That would give me 8 plus 4, I'd have 12. On this side, it says do the 6 plus 4 first. So 10 plus 2, I still end up with 12. Okay? So the way in which they're grouped does not necessarily have an impact on their sum. Numbers can be grouped in any way. Now that's the disclaimer on that is as long as you're still using the same numbers. Okay? Kind of goes without saying. Questions, A? Sure. Can be grouped in any way. Why do you suppose, what's the benefit of using the associative property? How might that help you? if you have three numbers that you're adding together, and you could pick any of the two to add first before you add your third one, how might that be used as a tool for you? Like when you look at the example, are either one of these easier for you to work through, Carlos? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the right. Maybe you look at this and you say, you know what? I think this one is a little bit easier because when I get the 6 and the 4, that gives me 10, and add 2 to 10, that's really easy. So it's a matter of preference, okay? Our brains see things in their own way. So whatever works best for you is going to be something that you want to consider. And then the identity property is the last one. Your identity. What is your identity? What is your identity? Larissa. No, your identity. You. There's Rihanna. Okay. Carlos.
Male.
Liam, your identity is what? Who you are. Who you are. Who you are. You grow up and you get a driver's license, you'll use that as your primary source of identification. Because what's listed on your driver's license that shows or that makes it a good representation of your identification? What's on there, Edzo? Specifically, what kind of information?
Like gender.
Your gender, good, that's a good start, yeah? Sure, but what's the real thing on there that's Rihanna? Yeah, they got your picture sitting right there. In addition to your picture on your driver's license that shows who you are, there's your full name, where you live, and then yeah, it goes with your height, your weight, eye color, hair color. Yeah, I mean, you hold that up right next to your face, that should be you. Now, when speaking of the identity property in addition, we want that number to stay the same. We don't want it to change its identity. It's not a superhero. It doesn't go into a phone booth to change clothes. It stays the same. Its identity stays the same. So anytime I take a number, let's use the number 5, and I make an addition problem of it, what needs to go in the blank for it to keep its identity? Carlos. Yeah, anytime I add a number to 0, that number is going to stay the same. It's going to stay what it is. Okay? You make 0 changes to yourself, then your identity has not changed. Okay? You'll get a picture on your driver's license, and I think I got my license renewed over the summer. I don't think I need to get another one for 10 years. Okay? Now, I'd like to say that I'll look exactly the same 10 years from now, but probably not. You know, I'll probably have more gray hair in my beard if I decide to have a beard then. I'll probably have even less hair than I have now. Probably be a little fatter, So yeah, my identity will probably change a little bit. But the numbers, 0 change, stays the same. Now, we're going to use these properties, and we're going to put them to the test. We're going to use them. So turn to page 23, and let's go over to the guided practice. And let's take a look at number 1. 47 plus 89 plus 13, right? Is that what it is? Okay, now right now, my first instinct would probably be to use what property to help me out with this. Now, it's entirely up to you. You can keep it as is and just do the work. Or maybe you play with the numbers a little bit and try to make it easier for yourself, easier to use. So Liam, what would you suggest?
Parentheses are 47 plus 13 plus 13.
Why did you pick the 47 and 13 to add together?
Because 3 to 7 is 10, and then you just add that extra other 10 to make it 60.
So that together, because of the 7 and the 3 in your ones place, you know what that gives you 10. Carry the 1 over to your tens. Now just add the 60 to the 89. Well, 6 and 8 is 14 plus the 9, give you 149, right? Okay. So if I were doing this as homework, I would put 149. And I would write, I used associative property for that one. I switched the grouping around. Okay, how about number 6? 43 and 785 thousandths plus 0. Alexis. Thousands. And the property? Identity. Good. Number 7. Try number 7 on your own. So come up with the answer, and then what property we chose to use. Away. In parentheses. And then you added 9 to that. And why did you choose those two to group and add first? Okay. Zay?
You add 17.5 and it's going to get 12.5, get 30, and then plus 9 is 39.
Now, can you do this in your head? Like 17 plus 12 is 30 or 29, right? And then both of these 0.5s add up to give you another whole, right? 1. So the 29 plus the 1 is the 30, plus the 9 is the 39. And obviously the property used here would be associative. Good. So the nice thing is that if you use them, they should be able to help make your life a little bit easier. Okay? How about number 8, p plus 0?